What's good, y'all? I hope you guys are having a great day. There's been some controversy, a couple of them actually, regarding Monster in the Wilds. One of them being mounting and sharpening, like sharpening on your mount. So what we're gonna do here in this video is we're gonna look at some points and come up with our own conclusion if mount sharpening and mounting is good for the game, bad for the game, or if we can change some parts about it to come up with a middle ground, like theory craft, if you will. Theory craft, a way for it to be for everybody to enjoy it. So points that people have made against mounting and sharpening at the same time usually points towards Urakan's points to the subject at hand. I love Urakan. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but he's a very popular Monster Hunter YouTuber and streamer. Shout out to him. I'm going to play a clip of him talking about the subject, and then we're going to dissect it and put our own input in. I hope you enjoy.
Sharpen your weapon. While mounted, you can recover your health. See, this is to be expected. The one that bothers me is this next one. Even recovering health, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So sharpening has the exact same number of swipes as it does on the ground, which means that this, while it's not going to entirely make sharpening irrelevant, it is going to make it a whole lot easier. So this is actually something that I'm not a fan of, by the way. I've been talking about this ever since the beta for Monster Hunter Rise, because you could do this on top of Palamutes in Monster Hunter Rise, and I didn't like it because I think that it takes some degree of skill, like read the monster well enough to be able to sharpen in the middle of combat. I think that there's a little bit of skill expression there.
I think Urakan is a very smart guy. I think he's very passionate with what he said, and I think he meant it in his own way. He is right that you do have to understand your monster knowledge of certain movesets and when you can and can't sharpen. That is skill within the combat of Monster Hunter, and sharpening, yes. As the series improves and keeps adding more and more games into the modern age, so does the combat. Being able to hunt and sharpen while you're on your mount is the equivalent of heal and stand still. You know, in the past, that was the only way to heal. You healed and you stood still. Now as the game matures, now you can heal and walk. Now you can heal and be on your mount. Now you can sharpen and be on your mount. These are quality of life changes. These are changes that we do want in the game. Now, I played my fair share of Rise. I think I have around 800 hours on PC. And I can't remember a time where I have sharpened mid-combat. The only time I've ever sharpened or seen other people sharpen on the mount was on the chase, when the monster goes from point A, like zone A to zone B, you know what I mean? Goes from, you know, you're following it, you know, when it's limping or whatever. So then you get on your mount and then you're able to sharpen while chasing the monster to the next area. That's what I think the design was clearly meant for. It wasn't meant for you know, in combat, because you can get hit when you're on your mount. If you're speed running, you're losing a lot of time, and honestly, it can put you sometimes, if you're not careful, doing that might even put you in more compromising positions in the hunt. So there's actually more disadvantages that I see in my head, my little frontal cortex or whatever, that I see that mounting and sharpening can put you at a disadvantage in, especially if you're doing speed runs, you know, challenge runs or anything like that. I can see those things happening.
Like the thing is, right, you're fighting a monster and you've already seen that you can call on Seikret in the middle of combat, and therefore, you know, you're fighting a monster and you just like start running away from the monster because, like, oh, I gotta sharpen, run away, call Seikret, get on top of Seikret. Seikret outruns the monster, unless monsters have tools, which hopefully they will, to punish you if you're trying to sharpen on Seikret. I think that would be cool if monsters have tools to punish you on that. That would give it a little bit more of a justifiable, as an action. But this way, I just feel like it's maybe a little bit too easy. You can just get on top of Seikret, outrun monsters, and sharpen, takes a little bit away from skill expression, my opinion. But again, I know that a lot of people disagree with me on that, which is fine.
Now, personally, I think the I think the mounting, sharpening, punish from every monster is a bit extreme, my friend. It's a bit too much. Now let's take a look back memory lane to Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. In Monster Hunter Rise, the game was so easy that you could strafe Rajang. Was the complaint there about the sharpening being on the mount? I don't think so. And then when Sunbreak came out, the game was a bit too hard, so they nerfed down some things, if I recall. But still, there was no complaints or issues that I saw about mounting and sharpening and mounting and heal. It's because nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody, because some people, I'm sure there's some people out there that did do it, but mounting and sharpening wasn't like the head issue of these games or the problem or the controversy of these games, you know what I mean? So how do we come up with some solutions for this controversy? Well, like Ricard said, he said something about the mounting speed, like the way the mount, how fast it walks while you're sharpening, maybe is a bit too fast. So maybe we tone down the speed that the mount walks, right? Maybe it walks, maybe it's like a stroll, you know what I mean? It strolls when you're sharpening to give you that extra focus that you need to sharpen, because you got to be careful with your weapon. It makes sense to be a little slow on your mount to sharpen, it makes sense. Maybe it takes an extra 2 charges, right? Maybe it takes an extra you know what I mean? A little you know what I mean? Maybe it takes an extra swipe or 2, maybe some more time. Those are some 2 easy solutions that they can add in. Me personally, I'm not gonna sharpen mid combat. I'm always gonna sharpen when I'm on the chase to the next monster in the zone. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you have. And as always, stay awesome, stay safe, much love, peace out.